The U.S. stocks finished lower on Friday, giving up earlier gains as investors digested the weaker-than-expected jobs data. U.S. stocks fell from their record highs on Friday after a report showed hiring was weaker than expected last month. U.S. employers added 145,000 jobs across the country in December, short of the 160,000 that economists predicted. The S&P 500 index closed lower at 3,265.35 on Friday. Even with Friday's loss, the S&P 500 closed out a 0.2% gain for the week. It's a sharp turnaround from earlier, when the index seemed to be heading for its third weekly loss as worries rose about a possible US-Iran war. But stocks rallied after markets believed a military escalation was not imminent, which put the focus back on the economy and corporate earnings. Meanwhile, the Dow slid by 0.46% on Friday after briefly breaking above 29,000 for the first time. The index closed the week at 28,823.77, with a slight weekly fall of 0.1%. Meantime, the NASDAQ Composite closed lower at 9,178.86 on Friday. For the week, the tech-heavy index rose by 0.9%. Back to the U.S. jobs report. Average hourly earnings for workers were 2.9% higher in December than a year earlier. That's the weakest growth since July 2018. Stubbornly low wage growth is not good for employers, but it removes the threat of higher inflation that could erode corporate profits and push the Fed to raise interest rates. Markets see low rates as fuel for markets, and the Fed's 3 rate cuts last year were a big reason for the surge in stocks. Speaking of rising U.S. stocks, shares in Qualcomm advanced last week. The stock rose by 0.3% to end the day at 90.26 on Friday. For the week, it gained 1.7%. According to the data, Qualcomm ended 2019 with a total gain of 55%. Among the worst performers, Six Flags Entertainment plunged by more than 17% on its worst day ever after the theme park operator warned investors that it may have to nix development plans in China after its partner in the country defaulted on payments. The stock fell by 17.8% on Friday to close at 35.96. For the week, it lost 20.2%. The company also said it expects to report a drop in revenue for the latest quarter. Traders look ahead to this week's signing of the interim US-Chinese trade deal, which they hope will be a step towards ending a tariff war that threatens to drag down global economic growth. You've watched a weekly financial review on InstaTV. Subscribe to our YouTube channel to always keep track of the latest events on the financial markets. See you back soon.